Let me be brutally honest with you. It's not your body, it's not some crazy new move, and it's definitely not how flexible you are. Men don't leave because of the sex. They leave because of what's missing during it. But if you learn to do this one thing in bed, something most women overlook, you'll become unforgettable. Not just physically, but emotionally. And that's the kind of connection men don't walk away from. Because here's the truth. Any woman can turn a man on, but not every woman knows how to turn a man's soul toward her. The bedroom isn't just about the act. It's where his walls come down, where you bond on a level deeper than lust. And if you get this right, you'll have him thinking about you long after the lights go off, and long after everyone else gets left behind. Now listen, I'm not talking about being perfect. I'm not talking about trying harder. I'm talking about tapping into your feminine power in a way that anchors him emotionally, not just physically. If this is already striking a chord, and you're thinking, wait, no one ever told me that sex could do that to a man, hit that like button or leave a comment, because we're just getting started. Ladies and gentlemen, let me share something with you tonight that will touch your heart, your thoughts, and your soul. If you truly want to keep a man loyal, deeply interested, and fully devoted. If you want to make sure he never questions your value, then pay close attention. The real secret begins with you. Confidence is the strongest quality you can bring into any relationship, especially in your most private remove all distractions. Turn off the TV, put your phone on silent, and give your full attention to one another. Be truly present. Practice being mindful when you're with your partner. Notice the little things, the way they smile, how they laugh, and the way their eyes shine when they're happy. Be genuinely interested. Ask them questions. Care about what they think and feel, and really listen to what they say. Most of all, be patient with yourself and with them. Being present isn't about doing everything perfectly. It's about being real. Stop trying to impress or act in a certain way. Just be yourself. Your partner doesn't need someone flawless. They need someone connected, honest, and open. They need the real you, the one who shows up, listens, loves deeply, and cares with a full heart. In the end, being present is about helping your partner feel truly seen and valued. It's about showing with your actions and your attention that you're here, that you notice them, that you care. That's what brings people closer. That's what makes love strong and lasting. It's not about big gestures or looking perfect. It's about the small but powerful act of just being there. So the next time you're with your partner, ask yourself, am I really here in this moment? Am I giving them my best self? Because when you do, when you give your full attention, that's when the real magic shows up. That's when love grows deeper, the bond gets stronger, and the relationship lasts. Now let's think about something very important, something that turns short relationships into lifelong connections. It's empathy. Empathy is the power to see life from someone else's point of view, to feel what they feel, and to understand them without judging. Many people don't realize how powerful empathy is, but it's one of the best tools to grow intimacy, build trust, and create a strong, lasting bond. When you take the time to truly empathize with your partner, you are telling them, I see you, I hear you, your emotions are important to me. Just giving that kind of recognition can create huge changes in a relationship. Everyone wants to feel understood. Everyone wants to know their emotions matter, their hard days are noticed, and their happiness is shared. When you give empathy, you're not just being nice, you're building a safe space for your partner to be their true self, and love grows in that space. But let's be honest, empathy doesn't always come easy. It's easy to get stuck in your own thoughts, feelings, and needs. Sometimes, when your partner is upset, your first reaction might be to defend yourself, try to give advice, or maybe even brush off their feelings. But empathy asks us to pause, step back, and ask, what are they feeling? What's happening for them right now? It's not always about solving the problem, It's about recognizing the emotion. Imagine your partner comes home after a rough day and starts venting about work. You might want to jump in with advice like, why not just talk to your boss, or maybe find a new job? But what they might really need is for you to say, that sounds really hard. I'm sorry you're dealing with that. Just acknowledging their feelings can mean everything. Empathy isn't only for the tough times. It's also about being there in the joyful moments. When your partner accomplishes something, even something small, celebrate with them, be proud of them, be their number one supporter. When they feel happy, let yourself share in that happiness. That kind of emotional support creates a deep sense of teamwork. It shows that you're in this together. But empathy goes even deeper than sharing an emotion. It's about understanding their deeper fears and insecurities. Everyone has some emotional pain, past struggles, or fears of being hurt or rejected. When you try to understand what's really going on underneath, you show you truly care. For example, if your partner seems nervous to open up about something, don't get annoyed. Ask yourself, what might be holding them back? How can I help them feel safe enough to share? That's what empathy looks like in action. And maybe you're wondering, what if I don't understand how they're feeling? That's okay too. You don't need to have the exact same experience. Sometimes just saying, I don't fully get what you're going through, but I'm here and I care, is enough. That effort to be present, even when you don't have all the answers, is very powerful. Empathy also means not jumping to conclusions when your partner says or does something that bothers you. Instead of reacting with anger, try to pause and wonder where they're coming from. Ask, what might they be feeling? What do they need right now? This doesn't mean you ignore your own feelings, it just means you're trying to understand both sides, yours and theirs. And here's something important, empathy isn't only good for your partner, it helps you grow too. When you practice empathy, you become better at handling emotional moments. You learn how to manage conflict, understand emotions better, and connect more deeply with others. Empathy makes you a stronger partner, a more caring friend, and a better human being. But like most things that matter, it takes work. Empathy is something you build with time. You can start by listening carefully when your partner speaks. Put away distractions. Look at them when they talk. Focus on their words, watch their body language, and listen to the tone of their voice. Ask questions to understand better. Ask things like, how did that make you feel? Or what do you need from me right now? And don't forget to be patient. With them and with yourself. It's not about always getting it right. It's about showing you're trying. Empathy is about connection. It's about closing the space between two people by saying, I'm with you, I care. You're not alone. When you live with empathy, you create a strong base of trust and understanding that can handle anything life brings. You show your partner that their emotions are safe with you, that you'll stand beside them in both the good times and the hard ones. The next time your partner opens their heart, take a breath and just be there with them. When you move with certainty, when you truly believe in what you offer, you're not just turning heads, you're earning respect. Confidence draws people in. It holds them. It makes them feel like they never want to leave. Let me tell you something that many women need to hear. If you want to keep a man loyal and emotionally attached, if you want to build a connection that doesn't break easily, it doesn't start with changing yourself to meet someone else's standards. It doesn't start with what society tells you is romantic or attractive. It starts with your core, with who you really are inside. Confidence isn't only about your appearance or how you walk into a room, though that does matter too. No, it's about the deep kind of confidence that shines from the inside out. The belief that you are enough just as you are. When you walk into a space or into a relationship already knowing your worth, people notice. That energy is powerful. It can't be ignored. A confident woman doesn't chase after attention. She doesn't beg for love or approval. She stands strong in her value, and that makes her impossible to resist. But let's be honest, confidence by itself isn't the full picture. Real relationships grow from communication. It's not about hoping he just knows what you want. It's not about silent expectations. It's about speaking up, It's about having the courage to talk openly. Share your feelings, your dreams, your concerns, and your limits. And don't forget to ask him about his as well. When you build a space where you both feel free to open up, where it feels safe to be emotionally honest, that's when closeness really forms. Because when people feel seen and understood, they stay, they give more, they become deeply invested. Now, let's clear up a lie a lot of people believe, that you need to be perfect. Perfection is fake. It's a waste of your time trying to chase it. Nobody has it all together, and no one truly expects you to. What matters most is that you're present. Be there, in the moment. Be engaged. Whether you're laughing, having a heart-to-heart, or sharing quiet closeness, your attention, your presence, is what makes those moments meaningful. He's not looking for a flawless version of you. He's looking for someone real. Here's something else that matters more than people admit: empathy. A relationship isn't just about one person. It's about two lives joining, two dreams coming together, and two people facing life side by side. Try to really understand him. What does he dream of? What fears does he carry? What worries might he be too embarrassed to say out loud? When you show him that you truly care, that you see him for who he really is, you build a connection deeper than just physical attraction. You give him emotional safety, and people protect that kind of safety fiercely. However, be careful. Comfort can become a trap if it leads to boredom. That spark, the chemistry that brought you together, needs care. Don't let things get too predictable. Explore new things together. That might mean new adventures in the bedroom, but it could also mean learning something new as a couple, surprising each other, or just finding fresh ways to enjoy time together. Keep it fun. Keep it playful. That's how you keep the passion alive. Above all, remember this: nothing replaces being genuine. You can try to mold yourself into what you think he wants, but that won't last. One day, the act will fade. And when it does, if you've been hiding your real self, you risk losing it all. So be yourself. Embrace your quirks, your interests, even your flaws. They make you who you are. They make you unforgettable. Be fully, proudly yourself. That's what attracts real love, the kind that stays. Let's talk about something most people don't mention, but it's deeply powerful: gratitude. Showing appreciation isn't just nice, it's essential. When was the last time you said thank you? When did you last notice and acknowledge the little things he does? A simple thank you can go a long way. It shows him that you notice him, that you value his efforts, and that you don't take him for granted. That appreciation inspires him. It makes him want to love you even more and to stay loyal to you. Here's the truth in simple words: a man won't walk away from a woman who makes him feel respected, cherished, and truly seen. When you lead with confidence, when you're honest in your conversations, when you care about his pain as much as his dreams, when you bring fun and curiosity into the relationship, when you're completely real with him, and when you appreciate even the small things, ladies, you become unstoppable. But remember this too: you deserve that same energy back. This isn't about giving everything just to keep someone around. It's about creating a connection that works both ways, where both people feel important, loved, and happy. Real love isn't one-sided. It's a team effort. When both hearts are in it fully, that's when love feels like magic. If there's just one thing I hope you take away tonight, it's this: the key to any lasting relationship, especially when it comes to physical and emotional closeness, is communication. It's the invisible string that ties people together, the bridge between two minds and two hearts. And yet too many people forget how powerful it is. They assume the other person can just guess what they're thinking, or worse, they avoid the important talks altogether because they're scared. Scared of being rejected, scared of being too open, scared of saying the wrong thing. But let me tell you something important. Without real communication, even the strongest passion and love will start to fade. Great communication isn't about using perfect words, it's about being real. It's about being brave enough to say what you feel and open enough to hear what your partner feels too. That's where the real connection happens. When you create a space where both of you can talk honestly without fear of being judged, you form a bond that's hard to break. Let's break it down even further. Communication, whether it's about love, sex, or day-to-day life, is not just about talking. It's about understanding. It begins with expressing what's inside you. You need to be able to say, "This is what I want," or "This is what I feel," without fear. That takes boldness, but it also takes self-awareness. You can't speak your truth if you haven't taken time to understand it yourself. And here's where it gets even deeper. Communication isn't just about your voice, it's also about your ears. It's about listening deeply. When your partner shares his dreams, his worries, or even the things that make him nervous, your job isn't to judge or fix him, it's to listen. Listening is one of the purest forms of love. It shows him, "I hear you, I respect you, I want to understand you." That kind of listening builds a connection most people only dream about. And the dynamic of a relationship, let's talk about the real issue here. Why do so many people find this difficult? Why is it such a challenge to have real, open conversations? The main reason is fear. Fear of being turned down, fear of hearing something painful, fear of seeming too emotional or desperate. But let me ask you, would you rather live in fear and silence, or take a small risk and open up knowing it could build something genuine and lasting? The truth is, closeness without real communication is shallow. It might feel nice for a moment, but it won't go the distance. And don't get confused, communication isn't only about what you say, it's also the energy you bring into the space. It's your body movements, your tone, your reactions, especially when your partner chooses to open up to you. When he gets vulnerable, do you comfort him or do you brush it off? Do you lean in or pull back? These little moments say more than words. They can build trust or break it apart. Feedback is another key piece of the puzzle. Let's be honest, no one gets things right all the time. Your partner may try something with the best intentions, but it might not quite work for you. That's okay, but instead of staying quiet and letting frustration build, speak up. Say something like, "I appreciate your effort, but here's what would feel even better for me." That's not being critical. That's working together. It shows you care enough to help grow the relationship in a way that fits both of you. And while we're here, remember this, communication isn't a one-time thing. It's not something you check off a list and forget. It's ongoing. It grows as your relationship grows. What worked for you both half a year ago might not be helpful today. That's normal. People grow, life changes, and your bond has to change too. The only way to move through all that is by keeping the conversation honest and open. Maybe you're thinking, but what if he doesn't want to talk? What if he shuts down? That's a real thing, and it happens more often than people admit. But here's the deal. You can't force someone to talk. What you can do is lead by example. Be the first to open up, create that safe space, be patient. Sometimes people need time to feel safe enough to speak, especially if they've been hurt or ignored before. So what's the point? Communication is the core of closeness. It might not always feel easy or comfortable, but it's always necessary. When you and your partner can speak freely about your needs, your hopes, and your limits, you build something that's deeper than just physical connection. You build trust, you build mutual respect, and most of all, you build a relationship that can handle anything life throws at it. If you're aiming for a lasting relationship, if you want to create a space where both of you feel loved, respected, and fully committed, it all starts with communication. Without it, nothing else will ever grow the way it could. Now let's take a moment to talk about something deeper than appearances, deeper than gifts or temporary feelings. What really keeps a relationship strong is presence. Being there fully, honestly, and emotionally in the moment. A lot of people get stuck chasing perfection, perfect looks, perfect behavior, perfect image. But let me tell you, perfection is boring. It's not what keeps someone close. What really counts is presence. Being present means showing up with your whole heart, not just your body. It means putting away distractions, calming your fears, and turning off that inner voice that says you're not good enough. It's about seeing the person in front of you and giving them all of your attention. Because people don't fall in love with perfect, they fall in love with how you make them feel when you're truly there with them. Think about it. When you're with someone during a deep conversation, a quiet pause, or an intimate moment, what makes it special? It's not the setting or the way things look. It's the feeling of connection in that exact moment. It's the way you lock eyes and really see each other. It's about laughing, opening up, and making real memories. That's what counts. Let me ask, how often are you really present? How often do you put down your phone, quiet your mind, and fully tune in to the person you're with? In today's world, there are distractions everywhere. It's easy to get lost in work, social media, or your own insecurities. But when you let those things get in the way, you're robbing your relationship of the closeness it needs to thrive. Presence means more than being in the same space. It means connecting with your partner's energy, noticing small details, responding in a way that shows you're engaged and you care. It means truly listening, not just to the words, but also to what's not being said. It means reading the signals, the looks, the tone, the body language. It means asking questions, being curious, and making your partner feel heard and appreciated. And here's something important. Presence can't be faked. People know when you're really there or just going through the motions. They feel it in how you look at them, how you touch them, and how you respond. They can feel it in your warmth, in your vibe, in your honesty. Real presence turns everyday moments into something special. But let's be real, it's not always easy. Life gets busy. We all deal with stress, responsibilities, and self-doubt. That's why being present takes effort. It's something you choose to do again and again. It's saying, I'm here, right now, with you, and nothing else matters. It's about giving your relationship your full energy and attention. The best part, presence is a gift that keeps giving. When you're truly present, your partner feels it. They feel safe, seen, and cherished, and they'll want to return that gift to you. It creates a back and forth of connection, of openness, and of love. That's the kind of energy that keeps a relationship alive. So how do you build more presence into your relationship? Start small. Put your phone down during conversations. Make eye contact. Listen with intention. Notice your partner's emotions. Be curious instead of distracted. And most importantly, show up fully as yourself. Even if life gets messy, even if you're tired or stressed, even if things aren't perfect, that's okay. What matters is that you're there, you're real, you're engaged. That's the kind of presence that builds deep love and unshakable trust. Take a moment to slow down and truly listen. Try to let go of your own point of view for a bit and see things through your partner's eyes. When you lead with empathy, you're not just improving your relationship, you're creating a love that stays strong. There's something powerful about real confidence. Not the kind that needs attention or praise, but the quiet kind that comes from deep inside. It draws people in naturally. In love, confidence is one of the most attractive things you can have. Not because it's loud, but because it shows you're sure of yourself, independent and calm inside. Confidence isn't about being flawless, it's about being okay with who you are. It means knowing your value, knowing what you bring into a relationship, and standing in that truth. You don't need to act or meet someone else's standards. Real confidence means embracing what makes you unique and being your real self, flaws and all. That kind of calm self-belief is powerful. It tells others that you respect yourself, and when you do, others are more likely to respect you too. In love, confidence gives you space to be vulnerable. You're not afraid to open up or be yourself, because you know that someone else's opinion doesn't decide your worth. That openness brings people closer and helps build real connection. When you're comfortable in your own skin, You make it easier for your partner to do the same. It creates trust. But don't mistake confidence for arrogance. Real confidence is quiet, gentle, and grounded. It doesn't show off or ask for approval. It just says, I know who I am, and I'm okay with that. Arrogance is usually just a mask to hide fear or doubt. People can sense the difference. Confidence draws others near, while arrogance pushes them away. So how can you build real confidence? It starts with knowing yourself. Take time to understand what makes you unique, your strengths, your beliefs, your passions. What do you offer in a relationship that no one else does? When you realize your value, you stop needing approval from outside. Taking care of yourself, physically, emotionally, and mentally, is also key. It sends a strong message to yourself and your partner. I matter. Prioritizing your well-being isn't selfish. It builds a solid base for a healthier love. Confidence also means setting healthy limits. It's knowing what you're okay with and what you're not, and being brave enough to speak up. When you stand your ground with kindness, you show you respect yourself, and people are naturally drawn to that kind of self-respect. Boundaries aren't walls, they're the space where both partners can grow and feel safe. Another sign of confidence is being okay with your independence. You're fine spending time on your own or chasing your own dreams. You have your own life, goals, and joys, even outside the relationship. That doesn't take away from love, it strengthens it. It shows that you're a whole person, not someone who needs a relationship to feel complete. When you have your own sense of purpose, you bring more energy and excitement to the connection. Confidence also means being brave enough to speak your truth. It takes strength to say what you need, what you feel, and what you hope for, without fear of rejection. But clear, honest communication brings deeper closeness. Confidence says, here's who I am, let's work together to build something strong. But here's the thing, confidence isn't about always feeling bold. Even confident people have moments of fear or doubt. That's normal. Confidence means facing those moments and choosing to keep going. It's about growth, not perfection. And confidence is something you can share. When you carry yourself with self-respect, you inspire your partner to do the same. It creates a relationship where both of you feel supported, lifted, and admired. Building confidence doesn't happen overnight. It's something you practice. Every time you care for yourself, set a boundary, follow a passion, or remind yourself of your worth, you strengthen it. And the more you do it, the easier it becomes. Confidence is about being fully yourself. It's standing in your truth and knowing that you are enough. When you bring that energy into a relationship, you create a bond built on strength, respect, and trust, not on neediness or fear. That's what keeps love going. The real, open, honest you. Trust is the base of any strong relationship. It's what love stands on. It's what keeps two people connected through the good and the hard times. Without trust, no matter how exciting things may feel, a relationship can't survive for long. Trust isn't something that just appears. It's something you build, protect, and care for every day. It's built through being honest, showing up, and proving that you can be counted on. Trust doesn't only show up in big dramatic moments, it's in the daily things. Replying when you said you would, keeping your promises even when they're small, and being there when it matters most. These little actions build safety and stability over time. Being honest is where trust begins. It's not just about what you say, it's about what you do. Words are easy, but actions prove you mean them. When you're honest, your partner feels safe. They won't worry about secrets or doubt your intentions. Being honest builds a deeper bridge between two people. But being honest doesn't mean being harsh. It's not about saying everything that crosses your mind without care. It's about being truthful in a way that's respectful. For example, if there's a problem, bringing it up with kindness and openness can help the relationship grow. But hiding your feelings or avoiding hard talks can slowly hurt trust. Being honest means being real while still caring about how your partner feels. Another key part of trust is reliability. When you say you'll do something, do it. When you make a promise, keep it. People learn to trust by watching your actions over time. If your partner sees you show up again and again, whether it's offering comfort or keeping plans, they'll know they can count on you.